All right, everybody knows exactly what day it is. It is hashtag Friday Pie Day. If you're in the Nordic Alpha community, you're riding in to the weekend on some serious gains. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. Crypto pumped, crypto dumped, crypto's doing what crypto does. We've got the levels, we've got all the, the trades for you and stuff like that. People are out here making money on, crypto, gold, silver, whatever it is. We're going to talk about it all. What is happening inside of the markets? Obviously, we know that if you watch a golden nugget every Wednesday on this channel, you know what was happening inside of the markets. We had FOMC meeting, rate cut come in, 25 basis point rate cut. And, markets went up. Markets went up for all intents and purposes. Gold went up, silver went up, crypto went up. Even equities markets went up. Equities markets, let's be real, that is in a bubble. That is in a bubble right now. If you've been watching this past week on crypto, dude, Avalanche just started pumping, man. I'm super happy about Avalanche, and I'm sure that Wolfers are too. Anybody that knows anything about Wolfer Finance knows that we run a massive Avalanche validator node. So Avalanche going up is always good news for us. So yeah, as it sits right now, Dexter, yeah, dude, there's nothing I can do about it. What do you guys want me to do? Go over to the dude's house and put a gun to his head and say, give us our patent? There's nothing I can do. Pre-send is patent pending and heavily reliant on the patent. There's bigger players in the game than us, man. There's bigger fish in the game than us. And we'll just say that we're a little fish in a big pond, right? Pre-send is, especially from a technological perspective, we've created something awesome. From a fundamental perspective, we're a small company. And from a funding perspective, we are a microscopic entity compared to the people that we're competing against, which isn't good, which is not good. When you're that microscopic and the big dogs, they have lawyers on deck. They probably know everybody inside of the patent office. And I will tell you that if there is some way that pre-send gets denied its patent, and then just miraculously out of nowhere, some other big company gets a very similar patent to us after we have been denied it, it would not surprise. And it would obviously have to go into some type of recourse, because that would show a lot of market manipulation and stuff like that. And, potential bad actors inside of the space doing bad actor type of things. So, yeah, I can't talk much about pre-send. There's nothing much to say. We're in the process and we can't force the market to want a technology. The only way that we can force the market to want the technology is to have that patent and then to enforce said patent on the people that are already infringing said patent, right? So that's exactly what we're trying to do. It is Friday Pie Day. Jeremiah Keeter's here. He says, what's up, everybody? All right, if you have any coins, any assets, any technical analysis that you would like for Drew Wolfer to do technical analysis on, because you show up for the braids, you stay for the trades, man. I appreciate you, because I wouldn't have a platform without you. Drop it in the comments section. Everybody's here. We've got, a bunch of people here. Most people are here on Twitter, man. To be honest with you, there's 2 people here on YouTube, and then everybody's watching on Twitter. So let's just get into what's going on inside of the markets, and let's talk about it. So at first, we see NVIDIA investing in Intel and developing data centers, okay? Probably wondering, Drew, why does that matter? Why does this matter to me? I don't care. Well, you probably should care about NVIDIA. It's the biggest company in the United States market. But they are investing $5 billion in Intel by purchasing stock. Why does that matter? Because you saw the AI tokens go absolutely parabolic. We're talking near protocol, right? Things like that. They absolutely just, here you go. Near literally went to its highest price in a month, gaining over 10% in 24 hours. Tau, 5.7%. FET, 6.7%. Outperforming the broader market, right? Let's look at the crypto bubbles. Obviously, this is going to not look the same now because Bitcoin is absolutely dumping. But look, near is still up. Near is still up, right? Where's Tau? Yeah, it took a nice little dumpity dump. But everything in the market is doing that. Took a nice little dumpity dump. I mean, look, Avalanche was up like 10% the other day, up to like $36. Now it's down again to 34, right? So everything is going down right now. Why? Well, I think everybody knows why. Because Bitcoin topped out, came back down. But it is bouncing from the 200 moving average right now, and it is in a nice uptrend. As you can see, bang, 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 bang. Right? Now, you would like to see this uptrend line being upheld, okay? But for all intents and purposes, if my mouse would stop lagging, a lot of the AI tokens pumping was because of this NVIDIA and subsequent investment of NVIDIA into Intel, okay? MetaMask is launching its token, okay? Joe Lubin is dropping major hints. Let's see what the hint is, Joe. Let's see. Officially confirmed the MetaMask token is coming soon, linking it to MetaMask's decentralized roadmap. Earlier than expected launch. I mean, is this going to matter? Yeah, it's probably going to matter, to be honest with you, because I bet you that they link it somehow to you being able to pay fees to send in MetaMask, right? Similar to how Binance has its own coin, right? And you can pay your fees on that. KuCoin has their own coin. You can pay fees on that. See what I'm saying? It's probably going to be something along those lines, right? So, you know, go and check this stuff out. Let's see what it, when is it going to come out? He's not going to give a date. They didn't give a date. No hint, Joe? Okay. Well, they are going to do an airdrop. So just pay attention for the airdrop if you want some free money, right? Now, the SEC did approve Grayscale's multi-crypto fund. And there's a big push. There's a big push right now for ETFs. Why? Because the powers that be see the power of crypto and they can't let it thrive and they can't foster the growth of it without them controlling it. How do they control it? The same way they try to control gold, silver, oil, every other commodity known to mankind through ETFs, okay? ETFs. Why? Because that is a Web 2 instrument that is taking a Web 3 instrument and then basically, for all intents and purposes, rewinding the clock on it, taking it out of the hands of the decentralized nature that it was built upon and putting it into the hand of the centralized entities that want to and already do control the market. So just understand that even though these ETFs, they seem good at first, they're not. Okay? They're good to get new people in that aren't willing to come into crypto. That's the only thing these ETFs are good for. Okay? Because I promise you, there's somebody's grandma is like, I'm not going to buy a crypto wallet, man. I'm not going to do that. Okay, grandma, that's fine. Go buy the ETF share on Scott or on Charles Schwab. Okay, I'll do that. Here's the problem with that. They already have a basket of the asset that they're selling, right? So the only time that they buy new crypto is if they get a massive inflow of orders for, and all of their shares that they can already allocate are already allocated, right? That's when they will buy new crypto. And then guess what happens when they get a massive outflow? You guessed it. They sell a crap ton of crypto. Okay. So these things, when you buy an ETF share, there is zero crypto transaction. There's zero crypto transaction. It is a transaction that is numbers on a screen on a Scottrade, or not a Scottrade, like Charles Schwab account, eToro, whatever your broker is, right? So just understand that while a lot of people on the broader market thinks that these ETFs are like, oh, it's our saving grace. Dude, I promise you it's not. It's not. You want crypto to do well? Buy crypto. Trade crypto. Use crypto. Don't use the Web 2 instruments that all these centralized entities are trying to issue out to you to then say, oh, well, this is safer. We're not going to rug pull you. Yeah, we know that. but you're also not going to make crypto go up in the manner that people think that they are. Now, people like Michael Saylor that are actually buying Bitcoin on a regular basis, I get it. They're making crypto go up, right? Their whole strategy is to buy and hold Bitcoin, right? These ETFs, and don't get me wrong, like they're going to sell eventually, right? But these ETFs are going to sell way before Michael Saylor sells. He actually likes Bitcoin. He believes in Bitcoin. This is money to them, right? This is money in fees, in management fees. Do you have any management fees when you go to buy your Bitcoin peer-to-peer? I send my Bitcoin to you. Is there a management fee? No, there's a transaction fee, right? There's management fees inside of all these ETFs. Watch this stuff, man. You got to understand the broader financial markets. I understand them. Do you? Right? And that's what you have to ask yourself. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm saying ask yourself that. Do you understand the broader financial markets, the way that they operate? And due to the way that they operate, are you positioned accordingly? That's all I'm saying. So this ETF stuff, man, it's all noise. It's all noise. I teach this inside of my training, actually. It's called news and media. It's called outside noise, right? That's all this is. And I apologize. I don't have my background music on. Let me go on ahead and do that. We get it popping up in here with some feel-good techno. So whenever I see these SEC things come in, I've worked for less than on a good old approach, right?
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
And I say, hey, man, I can't see nothing. I'm legally blind, man. And I promise you, if these guys come up into this market and they take it over like they're trying to right now, you're going to be like old boy on the Real Bros of Simi Valley.
Like, I'm feeling a little irked, or at least like irked adjacent, and then these guys bring in their bad vibes. Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
You're going to be not having a good time. Okay? So let's teach you how to trade. Let's teach you how to stop all this generational BS, right? Because you can make money here. You can make money in the red. You can make money in the green, right? You can make money everywhere. You can make money when it's going sideways. I did it. I have an 87% win rate inside of the ATI community, inside of Verified Investing, Verified Pro Trader. You don't believe me? That's fine. Tell me anybody else that has this. Don't believe me. That's perfectly fine with me.
I get it.
Come down here. Verify it. Go figure it out for yourself. This is live. This is live. This even shows you the trades that I'm in right now. Literally. These two trades, killed it on them. Here's your silver trade that we're going to talk about here in just a second. Here's your gold trade that we're going to talk about in just a second. These are still open, right? Scroll right over here. Shows you where I made the call. No one else has this. Go to your favorite YouTuber. They don't have this. I promise you. They do not have this. 87% win rate. 182% gains if you would have just copied these trades on gold, silver, Bitcoin. It's over a year's time. That's with zero leverage. Put 10x leverage on that. You have literally 18x your money in like 10 months. I'm saying, man. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. If you want to get into the Nordic Alpha Wolfpack, dude, I would suggest getting in there. Because that's where I'd be calling all this stuff out. And if my mouse would stop lagging, I'm going to pull up a chart and start showing you some stuff. So I didn't mean to just sit there on that site, but my mouse is lagging. I've got a new mouse coming in. It's going to be wired directly in. This one's like Bluetooth, so it's wireless. It messes everything up for all intents and purposes. We are in an uptrend on Bitcoin. Okay, we are in a bottomed out uptrend. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. It's also a rising wedge, though, and that's a problem. Jesus. That's a rising wedge. These things tend to break down. They don't tend to break up. Now, they do break up, and I can give you an example of that on the gold chart. If you give me just 1 second, let me go to the daily chart. I'll show you a rising wedge that broke up. It's right here. Bang. There's your rising wedge. As you can see right here, the green line is the support. The red line was the resistance, and we broke above it. That was a rising wedge that broke up. That very rarely happens. Probably 66 to 75% of the time. Bloop. They break down. Honestly, more than that, but I'm not going to like try to give you, false hope, whatever. So in any case, we are in a rising wedge on Bitcoin. The target on that is going to be right down here to the point of control at about $11,400 if you were to break this, right? How do I know that? Because all I got to do is go right here, measure it from the top to the bottom, drag this over here, 110.5, and 75% of the measured moves about 112. Okay. So that's, and again, if you don't believe me, that's fine. Go check my track record, dude. I have it live documented, and I'm not here to lie to you. I'm here to give you real actionable insights and levels. And, thousands of people trust me to do it inside of verifiedinvesting.com, and they wouldn't give me the status of verified pro trader, nor let me bring out the golden opportunity, which is a training that trains people on exactly how to trade gold and how I have an 87% win rate on it if I wasn't that. So, go to your favorite YouTuber, see if they have that, and then come back and see what the difference is over here. So with that being said, as it sits right now, we got to stay above this support. Okay, this is 115.5. Call it 115.5. You break below this, you got to short. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and save this. Let me save this really quick. If you got anything, drop it in the comments section. If you have any assets that you want me to do technical analysis on, I am willing to do it. I've got 12 more minutes. We can do it. I have no problem with it. But you got to tell me, closed mouths, they can't get fed. All right. I can't put food in your mouth if it's closed, right? That's that. So rising wedge, 1 hour. Okay. So there's some broader context to this as well, right? There's some broader context to this. By the way, if you took that inverted head and shoulders trade, you absolutely murdered it. You got the full take profit. I mean, dude, like, I can teach you this stuff. You just got to be willing to learn. I promise you. I can teach you this stuff, and I do it every single week. But you got to show up. You got to be willing to learn. You got to be ready to, put in the work. Put in that work, baby. And now we have the cup in handy. Nice cup and handle. Perfect. Beautiful cup and handle, right? You come back down here and you back test this. You back test the top of this bad boy, right? Because it has broken out. You did technically get a back test here, but you got a candle close below it, right? As you can see right there, there's your candle close below that line yet again, right? So if you come down here and you back test this at about 115, could be long city, baby. Could be long city up to about $123,000 almost exactly. So you got to pay attention for this level. And if you long that, oh boy, right? We already longed it once and we took our profits up here after we had topped out. You got your swing failure pattern right here. You took your profits, bang. Now you're repositioning for a new entry right down now, right? And you're targeting about 123. I'd say 123, something like here. About 60 to 75% of the measured move is what you can target on this. You're not always going to get 100% full move, so don't aim for it, dude. You will get wrecked or you will lose a lot of unrealized profits by trying to chase this all the way up to the top at 125, or you'll just be in your trade for friggin' ever, and it'll wear on your psyche. So I would not suggest doing it. Okay. Now, if you get back above this value area high, okay, the value area high, get this thing off the screen. Value area high is right here at about 116.3. You get back above that, you bullishly back test it and you bounce, you are longing, and you're at the very least longing up to these highs. And technically, you're probably longing up to these highs at about 118.5. Okay, these highs right here. Because you've already taken these out. Now you got to take these out, right? You took these highs right here. You took these out over here, right? As you can see, the dotted line, it's higher than this, right? Now you're aiming to take these highs out because you fell short of it. If you keep this trend up and you stay above that 200 moving average, you can start longing. And the 200 moving average is this green line right here. Okay, this green line. All right. And this is on the hourly chart, everybody. Now, secondarily, 116.3. You get above that level, you're looking a little bit more bullish for Bitcoin. I'm going to go ahead and start doing this on my actual mouse pad because it does not lag, and this is starting to irritate me. Okay, this will be done. This will be sorted by Monday. I have a new mouse coming in. It's not Bluetooth. It will be direct wired in. Okay, so with that being said, you got to ride this 200 moving average up, because if you don't, it's short city. Okay. So you got your long here. That's perfectly fine. You can ride it as far as you want to ride it, right? Especially if you get the back test of the cup and handle. But, you know, you fall under this, that cup and handle is looking a lot less lucrative because you're losing the 200 moving average, which is a key level on the hourly chart, right? Now, secondarily, what is this? Oh, that's from my Adam and Eve. Okay. Let's draw the Adam and Eve. This also looks very bearish to me because this looks like an Adam and Eve top, right? And an Adam and Eve looks very similar to like a double cup and handle. It's just Adam is a triangle, right? That's the male. And then the Eve is the cup, right? That is the female. Now you turn it upside down, you get the measured move from that, and the measured move is somewhere in this range right here, right? If you break down from this, whoops, 1 second. If you were to break down from this, the measured move is taking you down to about 114.5. And then you're breaking all these swing lows right here. You're breaking market structure to the downside. You're getting a market structure shift to the downside, very actually confirmed. And then bang, you're taking it all the way down here to the point of control and the upper end of this trend channel that was very, very well upheld until just recently, where it deviated outside of it, and then now we're deviating outside of it again. But look what happened last time we deviated outside of this. Came right back down to it at the very least, right? So you're looking at about 111.2 is kind of like your target if you were to break down from here, right? And I'll let you know what that short looks like. Give me 1 second. Adam and Eve. This is what that short looks like. Value area high. I know I put POC here. That's my bad. Value area high and the Adam and Eve break, right? And the 200, technically. You can start shorting. Short 200 MA loss. You break this 200, you're shorting. Okay. Now where's my short for the 200? This is the one that we killed it on, by the way. Gave that trade out last, I believe that was like a little earlier this week. Oh my gosh, my mouse, dude. This is absolutely insane. We did not get that trade. We did not get that trade. Here's the trade that we did get, though. All right. Go ahead and just zoom out a little bit. Yo, dude, this mouse is just insane. The fact that I have to do this like this is ridiculous to me. Okay. Where's it at? This is the trade that we got last, right? So we entered on that cup and handle back test, right? You want to see the cup and handle back test? It's perfectly fine. We'll pull it up. Cup and handle back test was right here. Okay. Cup and handle back test. Bang. We entered right here. We set our stop loss below those previous lows right here, right? Took it up, swing failure pattern, double top, reversed, right? Now we're bouncing from the exact point where we entered that trade yet again. Okay, so, I mean, you can check that out. Now, I want to just highlight something on gold and silver really quick, because this is my bread and butter. This is where we absolutely, I mean, we kill it, man. You've got a 1 hour cup and handle potentially coming on silver as well. You do have your ascending triangle breakout, and we took this trade, and we are wildly, wildly friggin' profitable, man. Almost zero drawdown on that trade. You entered drawdown by like 15 cents, not even close to your stop loss. You almost took it up to the full take profit at $43. You're already kind of topping out right here. We'll see what happens here, but I mean, this is a 3.5% move in like literally a day. If you're not trading gold and silver with me, I have absolutely no idea what you're doing. You need to be doing it. And you can trade gold and silver inside of crypto as well. Pax G, and then Paxos Silver as well. So do whatever you want to do. Also, you got a secondary entry of the long right here, right? Both of these, you got your breakout from, you got your back test from the breakout of this ascending triangle. Bang, bang, bang. You had 3 times to enter, 3 times, or now you've got 1 time to exit, right? And you could be riding this up even further because now, guess what you've done? You have regained the 200 moving average, the 50, which is right here. 200 moving average, green line, 50 moving average, blue line, 100 moving average, red line, and you are above the value area high. We are absolutely killing it. If you aren't watching the Golden Nugget every single Wednesday where I'm giving you these trades, you need to, okay? Now, if Bitcoin breaks down from here, secondarily, just one other really quick one. I'm going to use my other mouse, the one that sucks, to try to zoom in on this. Now, we also set up this trade, okay? It's the wrong one. Come on, man, give it to me. All right, the POC back test, putting your stop loss below the lows, right? Below these lows right here, bang. You got a swing failure pattern just above that previous low. As you can see, double swing failure. Wyckoff Model 3, bang, 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 boom, upward trajectory, taking profit up here near the all-time high at about $3,700. 4 for 4 last week on gold and silver trades, giving them on Wednesday on the golden. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, you break down from this level right here where we are at right now, you got to short. But you got to watch what happens at the back test of this cup and handle, right? And you got to watch what happens at this value area high. You regain it, you're longing. You lose it, you're shorting. As it sits, you should be shorting right now. You lost it, right? You lost it. You got your confirmation candle down here, right? You lost it. You regained it on this candle, okay? You lost it again. You got your confirmation candle, okay? This is a bottoming tail, all right? This is a bottoming tail. I get that. You tried to go back up. You got a rejection. Front ran it by about $200, $150. Now you're immediately falling. If you close below this 200 moving average and then you get the next candle is a red candle that confirms the move under that 200 moving average, you are shorting, my friends, and you are shorting to a pretty decent degree. At the very least, you're shorting right down here to this prior swing low, right around 114,706, where you can see a nice little triple bottom and a couple of swing failure patterns. You had a swing failure pattern here of this low. Then you pumped up, you swing failed that low, pumped up even higher, and now you're coming back down. But the difference between these two is this didn't even come close to the 200. This didn't even come close to the 200. This one pierced through it, and now this one is trying to get candle closes below it. That is showing some serious downward pressure and profit taking on Bitcoin right now with an Adam and Eve inverted topping pattern, right? Showing that things are starting to head downwards. Okay, so you could see a little bit more downward trajectory over the weekend. What you would like to see in order for this to remain bullish, this has to be a higher low, because as you can see, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? If this stays at a higher low, because you had your high, your low, your high, your low, your high, your low, market structure wise, you need to see this pump up and you need this to be the low. Once you come down here and you take out 114.7, it's no longer bullish, okay? And really, it's much less bullish if you stay under this 200 moving average that's just under $116,000. So you really need to reclaim 116.4 and start a move upwards, and that's where you can start targeting probably about 118.5 for a long, okay? That's what I'm seeing inside of the markets right now, man. That's what I'm seeing inside of the markets right now. ETH, any substance to recent reports of large amounts of ETH unstaking? No clue, man. I have no clue. I ask Vitalik. I did not unstake. We didn't unstake. We still have our validator nodes, man. I mean, to be honest with you, dude, like ETH is going to continue being bullish, okay, for the most part. Like, I'm not saying it's ultra bullish, but let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me get on ETH. Let's just look at the chart, man. ETH, Coinbase. Yeah, I mean, it's still bullish, man. It's still bullish. As you can see, you know, When in doubt, zoom out type stuff. I think these were the trades we were talking about last week. Let's see. What's this one supposed to be? The 0.618 retest? No, it couldn't have been. What were we talking about last week? Why is this trade here? There's like no discernible level as to why that trade would be there. Is that just something I threw up on the screen saying, you know, this is bullish? Because you would have essentially got stopped out to the penny, which is weird. I don't know why. I don't know why this trade is here. No context. Usually I label these too, like long X level, right? I don't know. Maybe I didn't, you know, whatever. This is what it is. Let's delete these off of here. Let's get all this BS off. I mean, for all intents and purposes, you really just, you got an upward trend, man. You got an upward trend. It's very clear to see, right? I would call that your upward trend. You're trying to stay above it. You've lost every moving average that matters, 250, 100. Really, you stay above $4,400 right here. You're still ultra bullish, not ultra bullish. You're bullish on ETH, okay? And then once you break above this 0.618 level right here, right, that you're seeing on the screen, this blue line, okay? Once you break up above this level, that's long city. That's probably where that long was meant to be. You got to break above that, back test it, boom, and bounce, right? And that's where you're going to be looking to come up here to about $5,700 to this 1.0 level, okay? So I would say, you know, I mean, ETH, it's, let's call it what it is. It's in a symmetrical triangle right now, but that symmetrical triangle also is leaning bullish, right? It doesn't matter where you drag your staff from. If you drag it from, oh my good God, dude. If you drag it from here, great, it's bullish, right? If you drag it from here, great, it's still bullish, right? You're in an uptrend, you've got a symmetrical triangle that leans more towards bullish nature than it does bearish nature. Now, the one thing I can say, you break down under $4,400 here, it is not bullish for ETH, okay? And you're looking to target somewhere in the $3,870 range, and then you just need to stay above that to continue your uptrend, because that's where your previous highs were before you started pumping up major, okay? So let's see what everybody else has got. Yeah, I got you, bro. Give me 1 second. BTC. FRVP. Where's my fixed range volume profile? Okay, so here's my inputs, right? I have 240 rows. I like to have more rows. That's what's over here. Like way over there, you see these gray things right here? Those are my rows. That's going to tell you where the point of control is. I've got up, down, value area lows at 70, right? And then I've got, you know, number of rows, obviously. Then I put my value area high and value area low as orange and then bright yellow for the point of control. That way you can pick it out very easily. Obviously, I've got, you know, my up volume and my down volume is gray, and it's got a little bit of transparency to it. As you can see, I put it at like 45 to 50% transparency. So it's not like taking up the entire screen, right? And that's essentially, I mean, that's FRVP, you know, for all intents and purposes. So yeah, no problem, man. Where would I put 20K? Right this second, I would be trading it. I don't know if you have that skill. John, you can tell me if you have that skill. If I'm putting 20K anywhere, I'm trading it. Okay, that I would be trading gold. I would be trading silver. I would be trading sometimes Bitcoin. But I mean, you can see the win rate on gold. If I have 20K, I'm putting it into trading, right? Because that's a skill that nobody can take from me. That's a skill that I have 100% total control over. I wouldn't tell you like, oh, now if you don't have this skill, I get it, man. I get it. But you can learn it, okay? Because I promise you, look at me, dude. Like, if I can learn the skill and I can have an 87% win rate, you can do something. I'm not saying you'll have an 87% win rate, but you can learn the skill too. Anybody can learn this, and I can teach it to you. If you want, show up and watch, right? And I'll teach it to you in real time, live, all the time. And, man, if I didn't have this skill though, right? What I would probably do is I would probably wait for the stock market bubble to burst, I would take maybe 25% of that and put it into some cryptos. Once that happens, 25 to 50% of that, I would put it into some cryptos when it happens. I'm talking top 100s, man. Avalanche, ETH, XRPs of the world, stuff like that, right? And then I would take the other 75 to 50% that's left over, and I would put it into good stocks, okay? And why? I would find stocks where I could buy a sizable portion of it, right? For maybe 5-10 grand tops, okay? And I would leave 5 grand on the sidelines inside of that brokerage account. And what I would do is I would sell covered options, and then I would sell spreads on that, okay? And if that's not something that you can do, then I would just chat GPT it, and you'll know what I'm talking about. I can come out with a training on it later, but basically what you're doing is you are an insurance company now. You are selling and raking in premiums saying, okay, the stock market bubble has burst, right? We're at the bottom. I'm buying NVIDIA. I'm buying Tesla. I'm buying, low cost stocks at a value, right? And what do I mean by low cost? I mean, don't be going out and buying $2,000 share stocks, right? Buy stocks that are, $20, $50 and stuff like that. Because then if you get a $50 stock, you get 100 shares on that stock for 5 grand. You can now sell a covered put on that every single, time that you want, or you can sell just a put option on your shares that you already own, soak in the premium, and then you will see, because obviously the whole point of selling the put is to make sure that you are buying something at the bottom and then letting that price appreciate upward. You selling the put is you saying, I bet you that this price ain't going down and I ain't going to have to give you my shares, right? So they're going to pay you a certain premium to have the option to buy those 100 shares at that strike price at the time of expiration. You soak in that premium, your shares go up. See what I'm saying? And you take that premium and you buy more with it, whether it's stocks, whether it's physical gold and silver, whether it's crypto, whatever, and you generate income off of that. So, and obviously if you have 20K and you have any of those skills, great. If not, dude, bro, go get you a multi-family real estate property. Seriously, you don't need that much money to do it. You could get a fourplex for probably, $200,000, depending on where it's at. You could get a management company to manage it. You could put down, 20 grand on it. It's 10%. You could get it through forget what the loan is. There's special loans that you can get it through. I believe it's, what are those? FHAs, not FHA. It's like the FHA for multifamily properties, right? And get you an income generating asset, bro. I wouldn't necessarily say buy real estate right this second, but rates are going down. So real estate will probably potentially rise in the future after it kind of settles at a floor, right? So yeah, with that being said, I don't see any other questions. I appreciate everybody for showing up. I've got some big announcements that'll be coming in the next week. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to get everybody all excited. I'm just going to tell you whenever it's time. Okay. So give me like a week or so, maybe 2 weeks tops, and we'll have the whole thing rolled out and ready to rock. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a good, as you know, in the Wolfer family, # Friday Pie Day with their beautiful families. I will see you all soon. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. And if you're in the Nordic Alpha community, if you're not, it's first link in the description. Get in there, see what it's about, man. It's literally like less than $1 a day. Okay. Try it for a month. See if it works. If I suck, no harm, no foul, man. Peace, right? But if I don't, you might have just found your home, right? So, give it a shot, man. And if you want to learn, get into that community. It's the first link in the description. And I promise you, the people that are in there right now, you saw the trades, man. Those people are riding into the weekend on some gains. They got free pizza money on the house. I'll see you all soon. Peace.